on this computer.
I'm
Computer. You can release your video here. Meeting is streaming.
What's up, YouTube?
Hello, YouTube. Dip Bluetooth. Dip Bluetooth. We can go live here. Connecting to live video. It is.
Okay.
Isn't it fun to just watch the sausage get made? Everybody.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It says we're live.
Oh, there we are. We
And
are live.
Are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. It's the Evan and Aaron show. Evan.
What up?
Evan.
And, whoop. Aaron.
I'm on that side of your video. Okay.
Yes.
This is Aaron.
There you go.
Howdy, everybody. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Hope it's been a decent day for you. We kind of got a light, bouncy show, I think, this evening. I don't think we've got any super heavy topics to get into. Dude, Evan,
I got to say this, man. I threw down for dinner tonight, man. I just absolutely just killed it. Just killed it. Is there a meal, dude, that like when you make, you're probably going to get lucky at some point. I'm just saying, like, is there that meal where you're good? Like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. Like, do you have one of those?
I have several. I have several.
Oh,
dude, you got to have a repertoire.
Well, bring it, man. Like okay, let's say it's just a, let's say it's just a cool, like, casual Saturday afternoon. Mm-hmm. You're like, you know what? Just me and, Mrs. Evan and Aaron show. It's like us, and we're just chilling. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna fix this because I know that when I fix this, something's gonna happen.
Panty dropper. Crab cakes. I can whip up some crab cakes in a hurry. Yeah.
You've been holding out, dude. What?
Dude, and they're like 90% crab meat. It's not all like filler diller and everything like that. It's some fat ass crab cakes.
Dude, I feel like you just dumped me at 6th grade recess, bro. What the hell is that? I'm like,
you're an easy date, man. I don't have to serve up that stuff.
Oh, that's true. I am easy. I've heard that. And
couple shots of JMO and a ginger.
Dude, I went totally Midwest tonight. I mean, steak and potatoes. But let me tell you,
it's hard to top that. That's a good combo.
Dude, the steak, seared it both sides on the grill, brother, threw it on the top shelf, turned it down to about 325, 350, let it sit there, just took those potatoes, chopped them up, threw them on a tray, 425 in the oven, man, and just
so a roast. You do a little roasted potato.
Yeah. You gotta roast them, man. Make them nice and crispy. It was so good, dude.
If I've got time, if I'm gonna do a really nice steak, I'm mashed potato guy. I think if you got time for it, and I'll tell you this. So, my mom, bless her heart, rest in peace, made some baller ass mashed potatoes.
Wow.
So my aunt, her younger sister Vicky. So I've always tried to copy it, but I like to experiment. I'm a fan of leaving the skin on.
Yes.
I don't mind a little bit of lump. I like smooth, but a lump here and there is not bad. But apparently without a doubt, the best mashed potato recipe is Michelin-starred chef Joel Robuchon's mashed potatoes. And if you've never seen somebody make Joel Robuchon's mashed potatoes, you will have a heart attack on site and then can't wait to make them, because the amount of butter that goes into these potatoes is it's like a bucket of butter, but it's amazing. All great cooking, all great French cooking. You'd be appalled at how much butter goes in. Like,
dude, but
they just begin with a stick of butter.
That's just asking for play. That's asking for sex. I mean, really, more butter you add. Come on.
As plenty of chefs say, fat is flavor. Fat is flavor, and it it's so comforting to have that. And you get
Yes.
this recipe is like the mashed potatoes are almost like pudding. They are so smooth and creamy.
Oh
It's
man.
absurd.
Okay, you got to stop. I'm gonna like throw my panties at you. I swear.
All right. Well,
I
I'm just saying, I'll make my mashed potatoes for you. Crab cakes, I don't know, man. We may have to have a discussion about.
Well, I was gonna say. I mean, that just means I don't. I'm tired of my easy reputation, man. I'm gonna have to just.
I haven't made the crab cakes for a while, so
Have to be hard to get. Have to be hard to
Hey,
get.
you know what? We can have a little crab cake night. We can have to do a little grilling out. We'll grill the crab cakes. That'll be good.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
man. See, I like this opening to the show. I love this. This is great. This is nice.
Well, see,
because
and
now I get to know.
I appreciate you got things going on, but you're gonna miss out Friday night. We got brisket, we got ribs. We're gonna do some burgers. It's gonna be good.
I'm not sure, man, because like the people I'm partying with on Friday night. I mean, that
they put raisins in a potato salad.
No raisins in potato salad. But we're gonna have a good time. I am gonna miss you though, brother. I'm gonna miss you, man. I am. So,
you had something. You had something today that you wanted. You said, "Hey, I want to kick off with." So let's get into it, Evan.
Then let's talk. Let's talk about how we try to constantly get away from Trump.
Yeah.
But it seems like we.
We'll have a shot.
Yeah, there you go. It looks like SDNY. They are ratcheting up the investigation, my friend. It looks like they've now crossed over from a civil lawsuit or civil investigation to now a criminal one.
Yeah.
Based on Trump's past dealings in his company and things like that. I don't understand. I don't understand a couple of things. Now, granted, I am a historian. I am not a political historian. I'm not a law historian. I don't know how this works, and maybe you do. But if this was a suspicion, I mean, this was something that was suspected while he was in office, correct? I mean, this is something that has been looked at over the course of several years. I can't understand. Number one, why did we just kind of? Well, I'm just going to say, why did we just kind of drop it when he was in the presidency? And I think I have an answer for that one, but I'd like to hear your answer. But then number two, what happened before he even ran? Who did his vetting as far as running for president? And why didn't that come up? Why didn't the press get a hold of it? Why didn't they, I don't understand. Maybe this is just the beginning of all the Trumpster, Trumper, whatever, not paranoia, but that Trump train type rolling thing. I just don't get why this guy is like Teflon and why this stuff didn't stick. I don't know.
Well, I think there's a couple different possibilities that we have to entertain. One, maybe there's no there. We need to entertain the possibility that for as close as he seems to skirt the law, maybe he hasn't broken the law. Seems unlikely, yes. But we need to entertain the fact that Evan just disappeared.
That is my protest to that statement, even though it is somewhat true.
I'm just, this is the philosophy. This is the philosopher in me of you have to consider all these different possibilities.
You're right.
I think what is more likely is that Donald Trump's presence was a net gain for New York City for a long time. It was. He made money for the city of New York. His family had a name, and for good or ill, that brought people to it. People went to Trump Towers. People went to Trump casinos. Guy used to get
Trump books.
Guy used to get name dropped in rap songs in the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Like the irony that Bill Gates and Donald Trump are mentioned in the same sentence in a very famous rap song, and where we are now, 20 some years later.
Yeah.
But I think the issue is most likely that his success is largely based on his ability to hire an army of lawyers and file lawsuits and appeals and all sorts of things to kind of skirt the stuff that he's in trouble for. And let's remember, famously, he did lose a suit over discriminatory housing processes in the 70s.
Sure.
His father had the same issues, same accusations.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's so insulated into the system of New York that for the time being, it wasn't worth the effort to go after him.
Mm.
And I think SDNYO knew they had something on him, but do we fight this battle now? When do you fight a battle? This is Sun Tzu kind of stuff, right?
True. I get it.
Now afterward, and to your question of, the whole vetting, well, it's all speculation at that point. Yes, we've heard that Donald Trump does these things. But think about what it would take to fully investigate that. We've never really had guys on that level running for president. I mean, W was in a car accident. FBI can find that out pretty easily.
Sure.
We while the presidents have some shady past, they don't have anything like this. So I think it probably flummoxed the system. And I think now he's pissed off the wrong people. He's no longer valuable to New York. Hey, you left and your property. Nobody wants to stay in a Trump unless they already are paying you personally. They don't want to stay. No one wants to stay in Trump Tower.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants. Trump casinos are closing left and right.
Yeah.
I mean, he stiffs all his investors, all the people who work for him. So I think maybe the chickens are coming home to roost on him. I think him, Giuliani, a few other people, Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
We're kind of seeing the whole Matt Gaetz situation is kind of laughable.
Oh my God, man.
So I think that's what we're now seeing to a certain extent.
Do you think, I mean, because of the widespread appeal that he has, do you think that he has a legitimate shot at running again, at running in 2024? Like, do you really think that down the road, with everything that's getting ready to happen, everything that hopefully legally is going to start happening to this man, do you think we will have literally folks jumping off the Titanic, or will people still be playing the stupid violin as the thing sinks? There's
going to be an awful lot of people go down with this ship, and I think the next 10 years of American politics are going to be crazy. But I think his ability to run for office in 2024 is greatly impacted by whether or not he's involved in lawsuits. Because if he's having to hire lawyers at $1 million a day or whatever stupid billing Rudy Giuliani wants,
oh man,
he's just not gonna be able to do it. And I don't care how much, rednecks in West Virginia donate to him. I don't care how much oil barons in Texas donate to him and try to protect him. At some point, you can't fight that many battles on that many fronts and it not take a PR toll. And secondarily, look, for all the talk about Joe Biden, who do you think's healthier, Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
Oh man,
is Donald Trump gonna be here in 3 years? Is he gonna be even remotely coherent? Are we wheeling his silly animatronic body out onto the stage and he just waves? And that was Reagan's last couple of years, no fault of his own.
Right.
But are people really going to do that? I mean, the guy already cannot complete sentences, and it's part of how he speaks.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to mock, because I honestly, personally, I'm going through it. But are we sure this guy is going to be able to fulfill the duties of the office from a basic standpoint? If he were to possibly get elected again, could he handle a campaign? I don't know. I just don't see it. I mean,
And is he, I mean, I look down the road and I look at it with angst and disgust in my soul, but is he positioning McCarthy as a VP?
no, well, he's positioning whoever kisses his ass the most. That's what he's doing.
McCarthy is he, I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, right now McCarthy is his little bitch. I mean, that's exactly what he is. And so, for me, this whole thing is just maddening because we get to a point to where, we can kind of shut him out and turn him off and then boom, you know, yeah, I don't know. I just
Well,
want to ask that.
if he's fighting criminal charges for what will probably be the next couple of years, it's pretty difficult to spend a lot of time on the campaign trail if you have to remain in the state of New York in order to face criminal charges.
True.
And that would be very easy for a judge to impose and say, you're a flight risk at some point or whatever, or you shouldn't be able to make money while you are potentially guilty of crimes against the citizens of the United States of America and the citizens of New York State. So
Awesome. Speaking of crimes, my friend, if I may adjust and move on in our conversation, Israel and Palestine. This is obviously.
I will now back far away from the microphone.
I know, dude. I know. I get it. I totally get it. And you and I have talked, and we both have friends who are pro-Israel, pro-Palestine. I have friends who are Israeli. I have friends who are Palestinian. This thing is as old. I'm about to go Disney. It's a tale as old as time.
It is, though. It is.
However, I don't know why people. Well, I do know why, and yeah, I want to get into this a little bit. My problem is where we have become as a nation so obsessed with our religion and religiosity that we neglect and overlook, human rights issues that have developed from both sides. But we overlook them. We overlook them when it comes to Israel, and we don't hold Israel accountable. I think that as a person, if you are a person of faith, my opinion, totally my opinion, doesn't matter what faith it is, Christianity, Islam, Hindu, if you are a person of faith, the well-being of other people is a pillar of your faith. The well-being of other people, the advancement of humankind, the assurance that everybody's dignity, human dignity, is respected. You can find that in almost every single piece of religious scripture there is out there. And yet we tend to adapt religion to this militaristic, imperialistic type thing, to where we're like, if you don't believe what we believe, then screw you. I mean, it's that. And so we labor under this delusion that Israel, this modern day Israel, if you're a Christian, you've been taught that this modern day Israel are the chosen people of God
and must exist for your rapture.
Exactly. And must exist for your rapture. But here's the issue, though. It flies in the face. It flies in the face of everything that Jesus taught. And I don't understand how we can truly rationalize that. Like, Aaron, I want you to talk about this, but am I the only one? I don't know if anybody else is out there, grew up in the, independent Christian church, Church of Christ faith. But I was taught that if anyone came up against Israel, God would destroy them. And so that's why we have to be on Israel's side. I mean, That's it. That's
Mhm.
it. So I don't know, man. I mean, tread lightly into the water. I kind of went out. I waited out, and like I said, there are issues on, from both,
Mhm.
Hamas and also from,
Yeah.
the Israeli army. But dude, I mean, these are innocent people who
Mhm.
just like you and I, who just want to live their life, man.
Yeah.
They want a place that they can call their own. And can you blame them?
Well, this is an issue where you can't ignore the geopolitics of it,
No.
because everything you said is accurate. Um, but there's so much more to it.
Sure.
I appreciate your comment, and to a certain extent, I agree. I think the modern conflict, this very, what's happening today, um, is definitely um, motivated by decisions made by colonial powers. But that
Mhm.
doesn't change the fact that Israelis and Palestinians have hated each other for X amount of years.
Ever.
And but let's not, I mean, there's also the aspect of, there's a reason why, even though Palestinians are Muslims and should therefore share the, same common interests as much of the Arab world, there's a reason the Arab world is not coming to their assistance. The Palestinians are the cast-offs of the Arab world too.
Sure.
So we've got weird geopolitics and weird history at play. And what's really, to me, I I get it. And first off, it's a chicken or the egg kind of issue, right? Um, but here we are, and occasionally Hamas and other Arab militants like to lob missiles into the West Bank because they don't like the way Palestinians are being treated. And then Israel responds disproportionately because they can, and they start blowing up neighborhoods in Syria or Lebanon or wherever.
Yeah.
Um, but in this very moment, it's hard to ignore the disparity. I mean, Israel has the Iron Dome, probably the most sophisticated modern defense system that exists. And it was impressive to watch. I can remember watching on TV in 1991 when the US invaded Iraq. And we were watching these, basically, the military was showing off. We were watching Star Wars level stuff, right? Video
Mhm.
of these smart bombs hitting a target from 1,000 miles away. Brilliant
Yep.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
And now we're, this video of this Iron Dome, and it is amazing. It's crazy that this exists.
Yeah.
But to think that this is a fair fight, look, Israel has a right to exist and a right to defend itself.
Absolutely.
But in
Absolutely.
theory, so does Palestine.
Yeah.
And what is going on in Gaza, what's going on with settlements, is an attempt to eradicate Palestine and eradicate Palestinians and Muslims, and let's not forget the occasional Christian
Mhm.
from Israel.
Mhm.
Um, so this has been going on for a long time. It has plagued just about every president. Um, I think Trump's decision to move the embassy was not good. I think that inflamed tensions. Um, and I think that it was almost intended to do so. I can't tell Joe Biden what he should do. There's no good answer to this question because it's
No,
been
not
flummoxing
at all.
people for a long ass time. And
Yeah.
and Great Britain punted. Britain, drew the line in what, 1948 or something like that.
Mhm.
And we've been having this fight right here ever since. And of course Israel wants a larger piece of the pie. Way back in the day they had all of it. But that's not how it works. And you were, I don't know. I do not have a solution, and I'm not going to lecture people here.
No.
I'm a white dude from the Midwest. I cannot possibly grasp the historical weight of what is going on here. I just know that it seems to be a humanitarian tragedy on every side. but Israel targeted a hospital in Gaza that was the only hospital that could do COVID testing. They targeted a manufacturing plant that made it was 3D printing emergency medical devices, and it got bombed.
Wow.
This is ugly war stuff. Like, this is intentionally targeting places because you want to terrorize the population. You want to harm the population. You're not trying. These aren't military targets. You're
Right.
saying, I don't care if a child's arm gets blown off and you don't have the ability to stop her bleeding.
It's almost like, man, it's nobody can stop it. Like it's like, nobody. It's not that they. I've got to believe. I've got to believe, man, and I will continue to believe in the best of people, because if I don't, man, it's just then
Right.
why do this? But I've got to believe that there are enough. There are the majority of Israelis and majority of Palestinians that are like, what in the hell are we doing? Why is this? Fundamentally, they understand, why this conflict is, why it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got to believe that there's people that are like, oh my guys, I'm like, come on, can't we just
Get along?
well, yeah. that was really good. No, I mean, I you're right. We are very, very hampered in speaking to this. We can't grasp the wholeness of it. But how does America respond to that? How do we respond to that? How does Jethro in Kentucky respond to that? Well, I just read today that there has been a spike in anti-Semitic crimes in the United States and anti-Palestinian crimes. So we really haven't picked a side. Whoa, hey, how you doing, man? Damn, handsome dude, I tell you.
What the hell just happened?
I have no. I didn't do a thing, dude. I did nothing. It's like, whoa. But we haven't picked the side, dude. It's just us. That's what we do. We're like, well, damn the torpedoes, and yeah, I guess that's what we do.
What are you talking about?
With this new look, I think it's halftime, my friend.
It is halftime. I was jealous that your head seemed so much larger than mine.
Oh no, that's natural, dude. It's just
It is natural because I have a tiny head.
Dome.
Well, my ratio's off. I don't know.
Dude, my head's got its own gravitational pull. I mean, literally, if I
Heed!
do this, it's like...
It is halftime, and I don't have a particular shout out to anyone we know, but I do want to say.
I was gonna say I do, but go ahead.
Well, I just want to give a quick one because it's not personal, but world lost a funny ass comedian today. Paul Mooney passed away. Yeah. If you don't know who he was, that means you never watched the Chappelle Show, and you should stop watching us right now and go watch all but the last couple of episodes of
Paul Mooney,
Dave Chappelle. But the guy wrote for Richard Pryor. He basically was in Richard Pryor's orbit constantly. Richard Pryor was a funny man, but he's funnier because Paul Mooney existed. So
my man was real
bummer.
too, man.
Dude, let me tell you something. So Netflix has a whole lot of stand-up that you can go through, a lot of stuff. And there's some good shit out there, some bad shit out there. But I started watching a Paul Mooney stand-up, and I think it was from about 10 years ago. And let me tell you something. If you're a fragile white person, do not start this video because you are going to sit there and squirm for a long ass time. There have been a couple of moments where I'm like, damn, I feel like I have to get up and leave the room right now. But you know what? Dude he was funny, kept it real.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Paul Mooney.
It was Mooney.
It was Mooney.
Slanty.
Slancha.
Go ahead, Io. Tell us the quote, brother. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good, man. That
Damn
was good.
straight. All right,
So let's get light, shall we? We said we were going to do some light stuff today.
Yeah.
I want to talk football.
All righty.
I'll talk football. Congratulations to Man City for. I know, dude. Come on. You guys stop. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. You Man U, they should have won the league this year. And here's why. Here's what I'm saying. No. Here's why I'm saying it. If Chelsea can beat Man City twice in a season, and Man U is that good, dude. Like, my club's Chelsea. I love what they're doing up front. I love the fact that they put Mount up there, that it's Mount and Pulisic, and I love that. But Man U is it's legit. And I wanted to get your opinion on their last couple matches. Yeah, I just want to get your opinion on those. And yes, the Chelsea women's team, man, that was a tough loss. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. United were not in contention toward the end of the year because of how long it took them to find their feet at the beginning of the season. And because of that, I think next year they could be in the running, because they should hit. And let's face it, nobody really was prepared for the beginning of this season because of the way the last season ended. Right. I've been saying it all along. Nobody got a proper end to the last season. Nobody got a proper off season. Nobody got a proper preseason. This season crammed a lot of games in by starting late. We're about to run into the Euro. We're going to have a fall season and then go to the World Cup. Remember, the season's going to get broken up. So this is weird for a lot of teams. And I think that ultimately impacted Manchester United. Add in the fact that Paul Pogba, who has now really begun playing like the guy we thought we bought back in the day and helped win France a World Cup. He had COVID at the beginning of the season. And when he eventually did come back, he was not at full strength. And I think that took a while. And then again, he got injured. But I think that injury actually allowed him to get completely healthy. That might not have happened had he continued playing. He might have only been at 75, 80%, but he's completely healthy now. And I think that's true for a lot of teams. I think injuries have hurt Liverpool. But yeah, do Man U have the talent to be competing? Yes, I think we do. And I think a couple of good buys in this offseason could put us right up there. Absolutely.
Whoa. Pump the brakes. Wait, Io just threw this out there, but if City gets Kane or I didn't even know that was on the board for them.
Well, here's what I'm saying.
How are you getting Kane?
Harry Kane supposedly said he wants to leave Tottenham.
Well, I would want to leave Tottenham.
But he would prefer to stay in the Premier League. Now, we had been most closely linked with him. Man U. Had been most closely linked with him, but we also just re-signed Cavani. Now, Cavani's good, but a healthy Harry Kane is younger and probably a better choice. That's not to say we couldn't go for him too, but it sounds like Chelsea are going in for Jadon Sancho, and I don't know that we need Jadon Sancho now that Mason Greenwood is emerging.
True.
Io's not wrong. If City get Kane or Holland, first off, I think if City get Kane, great. But if Kane is still hurt like he always is, it may not make a difference. So I wouldn't bet all my money on that.
I'd be scared of Holland.
Holland, yes. Here's the deal, though. I like him. I'm not sure how he fits into a system at Manchester City. I think he's probably the best fit currently for Chelsea.
I can appreciate that.
And,
I can appreciate that.
And second best, I would say United, because both of us play a single point of attack, and we expect a lot of physicality. Have you seen how big this dude is? He's 6'4". He's effing huge, man. And
I don't want to go up against him.
He's still 20.
Yeah, I don't want to mark the guy. There's no way.
I mean, Erling Haaland is going to be the best player in the world at some point. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. And because he plays for a country that's just not ever going to go far in the World Cup, most likely, he's never going to be gassed because of internationals. Erling Haaland is about to be Zlatan 2.0.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's
Wow.
as complete a striker as you can get. Left foot, right foot, header, power, size, and Haaland is still young.
Wow.
Haaland will destroy you. So yeah, I'd take Haaland over Kane at this point.
Okay. How much more gas do you think in a tank does De Gea have?
I think De Gea's got plenty of gas left in the tank. He's a goalie. It's not a problem.
Well, I get it.
Whether that's at Man United or not, I don't know. At this point, Henderson is close. I don't think he's as good as De Gea, as evidenced by a couple of mistakes he's made recently.
Okay, so let me ask it this way: who would you rather have, De Gea or Mendy?
Oh, I'd rather have De Gea.
Wow.
Yeah,
shots fired. Io. Shots fired.
I think Io's probably going to agree with me.
Yeah, no. I'm
quickly on this one.
I'm just doing this.
The problem is David De Gea's contract. Guys,
is it up? Is it coming up? Or
it's not that it's coming up; it's how much it is. He gets paid $350,000 a week. He's the highest paid player on the team. Goalie. He's the goalie.
Shit, man.
If I'm Bruno, if I'm Paul Pogba, if I'm Marcus Rashford, I'm looking at that going, hey, he's been great. He has kept us in some seasons, but he doesn't, run around the field.
True. That's true. Yeah, no, that's true. So does that make them, I mean, obviously they've been, Ole has been an incredible force to keep them together, to keep them playing and things like that, keep them focused. Do you at some point, I mean, as a Rashford, you're running around doing your thing. Do you at some point look back and be like, he's making this much money?
I don't think he's mad about that. I don't think there's an animosity aspect. I think these guys look around the locker room and go, every dude deserves his paycheck. That's fine. The problem is when it comes time to contract negotiations, I mean, analytics work both ways. There's a reason why Austin Crocier got a ridiculous contract, because he could go, look what I did last year. Look at the points I put up. Look at the rebounds I put up. Look at my minutes. Yep. Look what I was doing. Yep. And I was an impact player when it mattered in the playoffs. That's bargaining chips.
That is.
When Marcus Rashford goes to the table and he says, look, man, when you look at these, I guess you call it fantasy league points, these statistics that you give value to.
Right.
He's like, hey, man, when I'm on the field, our offensive output's higher. I get opportunities. I create opportunities. I score goals. I set up goals. I'm a part of goals. A similar player is, I'm Raheem Sterling. He's who I'm trying to be, and this is how much Raheem Sterling is making. So I think I deserve 85% of that. Well, it's hard to argue with that. You are putting those numbers up. Then you got to come back and be like, well, yeah, but this is what we're trying to do as an organization, blah, 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 blah. Well, when your goalie is that guy, and it's hard to, the intangibles of a goalie are a lot more than the intangibles of a field player. It's hard to make those comparisons.
Yep. So last thing I want to talk about in the
sorry for getting way inside baseball. I went like Moneyball there for.
No. You're good. Talk to me about Liverpool, dude. They impressed today. They
what was the final score? I flipped
3-0. It was 3-0.
Okay.
And so, goal differential.
Okay. They were impressive against a team that has escaped relegation and had nothing to play for.
They did what they had to do.
Well done. Well done for being professional.
Yeah. Well, okay. So do you think that they have the opportunity now to leapfrog Leicester?
They have. They're in 4th place right now.
Oh, they are. Okay. I didn't know that happened. Okay.
Only on goal differential. I think they're both on 66, but Liverpool is plus 22 and Leicester is plus 20. And then Chelsea are on 67 points. So theoretically, you could not finish in the top 4 over the weekend if Leicester and Liverpool both win and you lose. Just to remind you.
That damn Arsenal game.
Now, in fairness, you could also
Arsenal match.
You could also finish second if we fail to win. No, if we can draw, but if we happen to lose and you win, you go above us, I believe. But we can't finish outside the top 4.
Right. Basically, what's happened is, and Io, you're absolutely right. Chelsea has screwed itself this weekend. Yesterday was a good win. We needed that win, but we have to win out. We've got to win out.
Yeah. Everybody's got to take their opportunity in their own. At some point, you've got to say we own our own destiny. It's the last game of the season. This is literally one and done.
Yep.
This defines you. What have you got in the tank? What can you bring to the table today to make your argument? Because if I'm Thomas Tuchel,
oh geez,
the starting 11 I plan to put out in that game is a team I plan to have for next season. But if one of those guys doesn't bring it, hey man, the Euros are a great opportunity to buy new people. And I think that is true for Ole at United, Tuchel at Chelsea, Klopp at Liverpool, and Rodgers at Leicester. Who is going to fight for this club moving forward?
One of the things I thought was really surprising what has been Arsenal. They've been on a roll, dude. I mean, I've got to give it up. I don't know if it's Arteta. I don't know if the guys are just like, because he called them out. Well, I don't think he did. I do think that they misquoted him. I don't think he said that some players play harder than others.
His English is fucking terrible.
It is bad. It's so bad.
For a guy who has spent a significant portion of his career, and I'm not going to bust his balls because Americans are notoriously terrible about learning another language.
Sure.
Not me. I can speak a couple different ones, but it is odd that Mikel Arteta really seems to struggle to give interviews in English when he was the captain of 2 different teams in England. You had to give interviews in English, bro. 10 years ago.
I've just been super impressed with them. They have fought hard, and Nick McDonald, that was for you. That shout out right there.
Don't kiss his ass.
No. I'm giving credit where credit's due. Damn it. Newcastle.
Well, Nick didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, no, I know. Whatever. Well, how do you know? He may have snuck in on the sideline.
Nick is Gunnersaurus.
Gunnersaurus. Wow, I have no idea what that means. But
you have no. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. You don't know about Gunnersaurus?
I don't. Oh, this is not going to be good. Anyway.
No. This is going to be awesome.
Okay.
Share screen.
Go ahead and pull it up, because
Screen
what I
two.
want to do is I want to make an announcement. I don't know what you're doing Sunday at 11. I'm fully vaccinated. I
Is that a pickup
may
line?
be. I mean, yeah.
How
I
do
want
I
some
s-
crab cakes, Aaron.
how do I
Oh,
s- how do I see?
there's
So
Gunnersaurus.
Gunner
Oh,
Gunnersaurus is the mascot of
excellent.
Arsenal, and
I had no idea, dude. Well,
he
I
got
mean, I have seen him.
he
I've seen
got
him.
sacked during the pandemic, and it was such a big deal that they like everybody spoke out about it and they hired him back. He is honestly I'm not a Gooner, but Gunnersaurus is absolutely my favorite soccer mascot. I love him.
That's awesome.
And the best is you see him here, like he's always out on the field. But here's my favorite thing. If you notice, his damn mascot shoes match the
Pumas.
uniform. Yeah.
Are they-
So but see here they're Pumas. Here they're Pumas again. But wait, here they're Adidas.
Ooh,
Look at his little shoes. They switched to Adidas.
Nice.
And of course the branding would be on. You know they would be. I just think it's super damn cute that he's got look at my Pumas.
He's got my Pumas on.
But look how this is sad Gunnersaurus as he's trudges off the field.
Oh, poor guy. Damn.
So
You know,
Gunnersaurus, everybody.
I'm just throwing it out there, Aaron. I don't know, man. I don't know if you already are going to do something on Sunday or where you're going to be or whatever, but dude, I want to just revel in this final weekend of the league.
I wish I could, but I have rejoined the ranks of active outdoor soccer players, and I have a game at 1:00 in Zionsville, and therefore I will probably watch the first half at home and then get in transit. And Indiana police, don't listen to the next few words, but I will probably watch the game in my car as I drive to play a game at 1:00.
We have some friends of the podcast in blue, so I'm sure that they will phone ahead for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the part of the show.
What is
Oh no.
Gunnersaurus is an awesome mascot. Why do you hate on Gunnersaurus? Is it just because of the Arsenal thing? I mean, I get it. I get if that's the fact, but I mean, come on, he's a cute. You would if you were walking in the tunnel, if you were at if you played for Chelsea and you were at an away game at Arsenal and you were walking in the tunnel and you're carrying your little dop kit and your little shoes into the game. Sure. And Gunner was right there and he gave you a high five. You'd high five him, IO.
I would probably give him a hug, man. I would probably give him a hug. I'm like, you know what?
Well, that's going too
hug,
far.
dude.
Roy Keane would give you a hard time about being kind to the opposing team.
Let Keane give me a hard. I don't care.
I don't either. I don't like Roy Keane. I'm not a fan.
Whatever.
Great player.
Like, you know what? Gunnersaurus needs a hug, man. So let me give him a hug. And ladies and gentlemen, speaking of hugs, I would not. Wow. Tell us how you really feel about it, IO.
IO's got strong feelings about dinosaur mascots.
Yeah, I guess
you hate Barney too.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I love you.
I would Nigel de Jong this shit out of him.
No, I thought that's what you were laughing at. I thought you were laughing at.
That's funny. Okay.
So we are tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the Hey Aaron segment, we are going to I think we're going to share some things that maybe you guys didn't know. I am going to give a genre of movie, and Aaron and I are going to share our favorite movie or one of our favorite movies from that genre. You all have all the opportunities. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please put it in the comments that we suck. But those of you, IO, I think it's just you. But if you would like to roast us for our choices, you are more than welcome. And put your favorite.
And I was going to say, chime in with yours because we'll roast the shit out of you too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, speaking of roasting, let me just put a plug in for next week. I believe we have a 5-minute of Barney Fingers. Wow.
I have got to figure out
catching hands. What?
I got to figure out how to post the comments through this, because if we were just doing Facebook Live, it would come up, but we can't do it.
Oh my
thing together.
gosh,
So I got to
man.
figure out, because I want people to be able to see these comments in real time, so they
We'll
understand why all of
figure
a
it out.
sudden we start laughing. But
Yeah, we've got to figure it out. We've got to figure it out. But you know, I'm going to say a genre of movie. Aaron and I are going to share our favorite,
Yes.
and we may roast each other. In the meanwhile, feel free to roast us. Okay, so and also put your favorite or one of your favorites of that genre in the chat. So, all right, here we go. First genre of movie. I'm going kind of highbrow here. Film noir.
I would say 7 qualifies as film noir.
I would say that does. I would say
And
that does.
David Fincher made a great movie there. I think that's a
Mm.
tremendous film. It's a bit of a psychological drama. It's borderline horror, and it could go that route. Another director, I bet an Eli Roth could have turned that into a much more horrific movie. But I think the way it's shot, the lighting, the mood, everything, and what's in the box, man. What's in the
man,
box?
you know, it's hard. I can't give you any shit about that, dude. I can't, because quite frankly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I don't think mine is any better. I was gonna say Venom. I know it's a superhero movie, but I would consider that kind of a film noir type deal. But man, 7 is so.
Does Blade Runner count?
good.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
Blade Runner.
Great film.
Absolutely. Yep.
Io, have you seen, and what did you think of, if you did, Blade Runner 2049? We'll wait on that. We'll wait on that. I think it's worth seeing, but I kind of want to get his take. But yeah, I love Blade Runner. That's a great take too, Io. So next one.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well, no. If you wanted to discuss others, sure.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to see what Io said. But did you have like any other film noir? Like I will say this. I will say, oh man, what was it? The one.
I think Usual Suspects is an excellent film.
Would you? Usual Suspects. Yep, absolutely. Would you say is Kill Bill?
Yeah, I mean,
Would that be?
The problem is not a problem, but the Kill Bill is an homage. I mean, Kill Bill is so many movies. Kill Bill is so many genres, because it's basically Tarantino's love letter to a variety of films that he's just mashed up together and got a great cast to be a part of.
I will mention one more, From Dusk Till Dawn.
You know, it's campy. It's campy noir, because it's definitely got that mood, but it also knows what it is. I mean, that movie is constantly winking at the audience.
Sure, absolutely.
And I love it for it. I do enjoy that film. And it's got, honestly, it has one of the just funniest out of the blue scene comments I've ever seen in my entire life. And I just love it.
Okay. I'm trying to remember it. That's okay.
Okay. So Juliette Lewis plays Harvey Keitel's daughter, and they're in the RV, right? And they're trying to cover up for Clooney and Tarantino.
Yeah.
So they get boarded by the sheriff and a bunch of his deputies, and they think Clooney and Quentin Tarantino are hiding in the bathroom, and the sheriff opens the door, and Juliette Lewis is sitting there, and she's pretending to take a piss.
Okay. Yes.
And she goes, "Occupied." And then the guy looks at her, and she goes, "Shut the fucking door, please." Sorry, I thought it was funny.
That's good. That's good. Well, speaking of funny, next genre, comedy. And while you're giving your answer, I've got to get more beer. Hang on just a second. Go ahead, I can hear you.
Man, there are so many great comedies. You almost have to break that down even further, because I think most of the National Lampoon
Oh, that's
are
solid.
great. Um, I mean,
Okay, out
they
of
did
National
Animal
Lampoon,
House.
out of all those, which one's the best? Which one did you like the best?
Animal House just it's such a it's like a slightly more highbrow Porky's, because it's very much a
True.
booby movie at times. Um, but
Booby.
it shits on the establishment. It shits on the upper crust. It shits on um academia for academia's sake. It's so good, and I mean, the number of top level actors in that movie is fantastic.
True.
I think Blazing Saddles is still a comedy great, and people are like, you'd never make that movie nowadays. I'm like, yeah, you could. You just make it slightly different.
What? I'm sorry. I'm listening to you, but Io put something in the chat. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
That makes
Insomnia.
me
Wait,
sad. That
wait,
makes me
wait, wait, hold on.
sad. That makes me sad, dude. I'm like sad.
That's fine. Look, there's plenty of stuff I haven't watched. You can't watch everything. There's so much out there. There's so much out there. But I would say give it. Here's what you got to remember. They're not all just frat films. Like Vacation is a National Lampoon movie.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. European Vacation was
Yeah.
absolutely one of
European Vacation is still great to this day. Christmas Vacation is still
hilarious. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Vegas Vacation is not good.
No, not worth it. Not worth it. But
Um,
Beverly D'Angelo.
again, booby movie.
There you go. All right, next genre.
Wait, hold on. What was yours?
Oh, comedy. My favorite comedy. Okay, my favorite comedy. The Birdcage, my friend.
Fantastic. A great adaptation of a Broadway.
Yes.
And
love it.
Seriously,
absolutely love it.
Robin Williams and Nathan Lane are absurdly good in that movie. But for me,
Hank Azaria.
Hank Azaria as Agador Spartacus.
Oh my god,
is hysterical. But props to Gene Hackman for playing the straight, not just straight guy, but straight guy.
Yes.
Movie so well. The movie's just incredibly well done. Yeah, that's a.
I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'm gonna watch.
I cannot roast you for that. That's phenomenal choice.
So far it's interesting because so far, man, we haven't necessarily been.
Tropic Thunder is a modern classic. Io, absolutely. Absolutely.
I have not seen it.
Okay, Evan, skip the Birdcage tonight and watch Tropic Thunder. You will absolutely laugh yourself to death. It is super, super funny.
Okay.
The ensemble cast is great. The premise is terrific to start a movie. And afterward, so you don't know do you know anything about Tropic Thunder?
I just know that Robert Downey Jr. is in it.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Do me one favor. Do me and Io one favor.
Okay.
Do not look up the movie. Do not research it. Do not look at the cast or anything at all. Watch the movie and then get back to me and tell me what your favorite part is, because I know what it's going to be, and then I'm going to blow your fucking mind. I am.
Okay. All right. Tropic Thunder. Okay. Excellent. Next. Now this one I had to break up into two. And we can take them both at the same time. That's fine.
That's what she said.
You beat me to it. Anyway,
I take up all the screen now. What's going on?
Dude, you are like, yes, there you go. So a rom-com and there you go.
Which is better?
Wow.
Hey, everybody, tell me which is better. Little Aaron, Big Aaron.
Oh man. That's tough. That is that. You know what? That is more LinkedIn-ish. I like that one. It's very much more LinkedIn.
We're going with this for now.
There you go. so your favorite or one of your favorite rom-coms and one of your favorite romantic dramas.
I'm gonna go old school
Okay.
and
Bring it.
Say Anything is one of my favorite romantic comedies.
No. That's good. That's a good one.
Rom drama.
While you're thinking about it, my favorite rom-com, I switched it. I actually had one in my head. I was going to go with The Wedding Planner with McConaughey and J-Lo, but I'm going Four Weddings and a Funeral with good old Hugh Grant and Andy McDowell.
Terrific
Yep.
movie. Yeah,
Yep.
terrific
I'm
movie.
going with that one. Great. Io. We are. I mean, that is amazing. That yes. Crazy Stupid Love. Absolutely. That's really good.
Never seen it. Rom drama,
dude,
500 Days of Summer. I can get on board with that. And
I have not seen that.
I'm gonna throw out a movie and this might not be fair to do, but I'm gonna throw out a movie that I have not seen, but I know is critically acclaimed.
Are you gonna choose my movie?
No. I'm gonna say Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I have heard it's an incredibly good movie.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I am a romantic drama.
You know what?
Guy.
I'm gonna go back though. I'm gonna walk that back and say I'm gonna choose a movie that I actually have seen, and that movie is The Fountain.
I haven't seen that one either.
It's a Darren Aronofsky movie. First off, Darren Aronofsky is an amazing director, just one of the best ever, as far as I'm concerned. And this is a movie that spans generations, eons, if you will. It's about a love story across time.
Oh wow!
And it's
okay,
absolutely phenomenal.
Okay.
Stars Huge Ackman. And I believe Naomi Watts.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it spans thousands of years, and it's really good.
Very good.
Really, really good.
My rom drama is, I mean, it's The Notebook, dude. Every single time. The Notebook, bro.
Don't know
The Notebook.
anything about it. It's wait, it's Ryan Gosling and Anne Hathaway,
Rachel
McAdams. And all I know about this is that apparently they hated each other on set.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So,
but my God, their chemistry.
Look, I'm gonna say it right now. If Ryan Gosling gave me the eyes, I'd settle my tab and leave the bar right away. Just
he could Gosling me, like, just, and I'm like, anyway.
Have you been Goslinged?
Oh, I can't reveal that because I might want to run for office. Last genre.
Not as a Republican, so who cares?
Last genre, and this is going to be the one I think you may get at me for. Action. Action movie. Okay.
Okay. For me, action movies are best like heist movies. So like Ocean's 11, I would consider an action movie.
I would too.
A lot of people only go with the, like a Rambo as an action movie or Die Hard. Don't get me wrong, Die Hard is a phenomenal film. Yep. But yeah, I mean, I will say recently I saw Nobody, and it was
I want to see that.
It was mindless fun, but it was very, very enjoyable.
And you said Bob Odenkirk's in that, right?
He's great.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, I know you're going to get
The
me for
Raid,
this.
the Raid.
Oh, the
I've
Raid,
not seen it, but I know
Die
what it's
Hard.
about, and it's like that's the Korean floor by floor.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So basically, it's like it's damn near a movie that is like a video game. It's like floor by floor, got to clear out, and every floor is like a different kind of thing, and it's just some badass Korean. I could be wrong. Clarify I'm wrong if I'm wrong here,
Okay.
but I thought that's what it was.
So here you go.
I haven't seen Mission Impossible Fallout, but I will say the Mission Impossible. You know, now that you mentioned this, you've got me thinking.
Good.
I got to be honest. Born Identity, the first couple of Bourne movies are terrific. Really terrific.
That's what I was going with, the Bourne series. That Bourne series, man. I was going to say, I was going to say Terminator 2.
I think Bond movies are great. Bond movies are great at action
Bond movies.
Are
awesome. But
I'm really looking
Jason
forward
Bourne.
to this newest one coming out, especially since it's going to be the last with Daniel Craig, and then we're going to get a new one, and we're
female, right?
Well, I think it's being set up that the young black girl is going to be the next Bond, but damn, is Idris Elba not cut out for that fucking role?
Man,
Luther as Bond? Come on.
Well, I was going to say, who is not going to like oppose you about that. It is a certain, significant other. Of mine. Yeah.
Dude, but he'd be badass. He's totally cut out for the role.
He's smooth as fuck. Yes, absolutely.
To be fair, though, I think
I
think Tom Harding and Tom Hiddleston could both do pretty good Bonds as well.
Ooh.
Harding is a little bit more Jason Statham-esque.
Wait,
but he's
Harding or Hardy? Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy, yeah, my bad.
Okay. Because I just want to make sure. Okay, no, I could see it.
But Hardy is more Daniel Craig, like buff, kicking ass, whereas Hiddleston is more Roger Moore, kind of smart. I get by on my so just but I like Tom Hardy. I think he's a tremendous actor.
See, here's the problem with Idris Elba being Bond, though, man. I could never like go to the movie with the significant other. I could never go. Like she would always be like, hey, I need you to stay behind.
You go and you sit there and you're like, it's a good movie, right? Yeah.
It's like, let Idris kind of, prime the pump. Is that?
I was gonna say, let somebody else do the upfront work. Then afterward, couple glasses of red wine.
Wow.
Maybe this steak that you're gonna make.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, get the grill going. See, okay,
I was gonna say, get the grill going for dinner. Go watch the movie. You're like, you want to have a glass? You want to have a little nightcap before we go?
Exactly. There you go. I like that. See, I like what you're thinking, AG. Thanks a lot, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Hey Aaron segment. Man, I learned a lot. That was good. And you know what? We didn't fight. That was beautiful. That was beautiful, man.
Well, I think it turns out, as much as a lot of this stuff is intended to create like conflict and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think people realize they like similar stuff, but that becomes a better conversation. I like this. Have you seen this?
True. Right.
I watched, how many times have you watched something because you watched something previously and it got suggested to you and you're like, you know what? I wouldn't have probably chosen this, but I did like this movie. And it suggested this, and now I watch this. So now I'm going to recommend that to somebody else. And anytime you recommend something to somebody, they recommend something back to you.
Sure. That was the way it was with Parasite. That's what happened with Parasite for me, man. I was like, well, I haven't heard of this movie. And then, one of my students recommended it. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And now it's in my movie class. So there you go. So, yeah. All right, Aaron, please do us the honor and take us home, buddy. What do you got to say to close us out? Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night. Thank you so much for everything. And turn it over to my buddy Aaron.
This has been fun. This is a nice, laid back, bouncy sea kind of a night. We've got Big Head Aaron going on now. We've changed our aspect ratio. I want to say this. In recent days, we've seen a concerted effort from the Republican Party to try to diminish and marginalize trans people. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend I fully understand this issue, but I am going to say that I understand no matter who you are and how you identify, you're a person who deserves dignity and respect. And to have bills targeting your very existence is cruel and shows yet again the inhumanity and unchristian aspect of this modern GQP that we've got going on right now. And this is not an advertisement for the Democrats. But if you think all people deserve life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and dignity and respect, then it's your obligation to speak out against this, to vote against it, to say this is wrong. Look, we can have a legitimate conversation as to whether somebody who used to identify as a man and have male characteristics and undergoing sex change operations and stuff like that should be able to compete with women. That's not the discussion. The discussion is, do you have the right of autonomy? Do you have the right to determine your way forward in life, to identify the way you want to be and to be respected? And to me, it's very, very simple. If your birth name is Margaret, but you'd rather be called Peg, and I go out of my way to call you Margaret, I'm a dick.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way that if you say, I prefer to be called African American or Black versus colored or whatever, that's an easy decision. I can choose to respect your ask or I'm a jerk. Well, this is just the next step. You don't have to understand why somebody identifies as non-binary or non-gender or bigender or all these different things. All these terms you don't understand, that's fine. First off, ask. Secondly, well, no, first off, Google, motherfucker. In the same way that it's not Evan's job to explain Black history to you, it's not my job or anyone else's job to explain what's going on with gendering.
Do your own work.
Do your own work. But if you truly don't understand and you find yourself face to face with Laverne Cox, that person is going to give you the fucking down low. And if you then if your next decision is, fuck it, I can't respect you, then you're the asshole.
Yes.
The subreddit, am I the asshole? AITI. If that's your route, yes, you're the asshole. So look, if you aren't sure if Caster Semenya should run against women in the 100-meter dash in the next Olympics, that's a legit discussion. But if you don't think Caster Semenya should be allowed to have, the rights of a human being because you can't tell if her growth down there is a penis or not, that's your fucking problem, and screw you.
Damn. Black people vote. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Love you, man.
Love you all.